Right, guys. Well, um, so let me just. I've just had a little error on Zoom. Um, what do we go? 5080. We're gonna jump in. Sell limit 4 units. Okay, so listen, we've just taken a little impulsive buy here on from support as it broke the 15-minute candle high. Yes, we are leading into employment data claims, but we're at the bottom of the range, and this market has been trading from bottom of the range to the top of the range, top of the range back down to the bottom. So took an impulsive buy as soon as we broke the high of the 15-minute candle. We've got 45 pip first TP just below this sort of midpoint of the range, where we can see that there's a defining area where the market tends to gravitate towards from the sell side or from the buy side. So I want to take our reduce our risk by half, as soon as it, slightly over half to be fair, as it comes into that price, and then we'll go to break even through the news and see if we can get a nice impulsive move higher. Right, where is YouTube? Yeah, it's we're getting there. So we're trying a few new things. Let me know what you think. Be still and rise. Who's that? Good afternoon. Big Harvey, how you doing? Yeah, we're trying a few new things. Right, we just hit first take profits. Let's get to break even. So 42 pips it was, not 45. Okay, we'll set the remainder of the TP up here. So sell limit 3 units. Okay, so nice. Oh, guys, there we go. That is. Hey, Verona, how you doing? Guess what? Guess what that means? What was this trade? It was a big moment. It was a very big moment. What does that trade mean? What does that trade just mean, guys? What has just happened? Look at those stats. Magic number. Let's update the stats. We've just had our 100th win on a live stream and 20th of 2026. Yes, big psychological number. Yeah, so we got there. So really, we don't care what's happening with the news now. Oh, where did the chart? There we go. Yeah, really don't mind what happens with news, as long as, well, we've made profit on that trade no matter what, so it doesn't matter. We're not gonna, nothing can go horribly wrong now. News will be out in 18 minutes. Maybe we can get a breakout trade afterwards. Yeah, I mean, look, if you wanted, yeah, you could take most of your position off here and leave a tiny bit on. I'm of the sort of feeling where I want it all off here, and if we get above this area, then I'll look to take another trade. I'm not gonna do anything. Ooh, look at that! I just realised having that extra digit has just. Hold on a second. There we go. We're all aligned. There we go. I just had to adjust the text in the box. It was just getting a little bit skew with. So yeah, we've got our next TP up at 5,093. Now that is our full target. So we'll be looking at full targets there. Now the DAX has made a march while I've been out. Unfortunately, I've not been looking at the markets for the last couple of hours. I did set a lockout on the platform for 3 hours, so that was until 11:30. Yeah, so there's been no trading for me since this morning's live streams, where we on the live stream we did have I sent out the trade in the free Telegram channel, where we did have a trade here. Our active trade management meant we took a small loss, but if we'd have just left it alone, it would have actually gone on and hit target. First take profit for 50 pips, and then you would have got stopped at break even. But you know, one thing we can say is that when the market moves in our favor, we still need a trade management or an active management way of making sure that our losses or our wins are controlled through a mechanical process as opposed to emotion. So in this instance, the trade this morning, which was this one here, the mechanical process meant we actually took a small loss, about $200, but had we left it alone, it would have just gone on to hit target. Now my mechanical process of managing this trade now is, if this candle comes down and then breaks the high of this candle like it has just done there, I move my stop up underneath the low of the candle, right? Because as soon as we break the high, I'm moving my stop up regardless of the outcome. Yes, we're coming into news, so I want to try and be mindful of that, but regardless, as soon as we break the high, I'm moving my stop underneath the low. There we go. So we're taking out. That's it. Let's get rid of that. I don't want to get caught on a spike. So that's it. Trade over and done with. We ended up with about 70 odd pips on that one. So, but we did take, in fact, let me just confirm. Yeah, about 65 pips. So yeah, all in all, nice little start to the session. Hey, listen, Liam. Yeah, what do you reckon, mate? We're getting there, pal. Taking some doing. Now this would have been my preference. It created a bottom wick first, but because it broke the highs, my rule is as soon as it breaks the highs, I move my stop. Usually we find that the market will create a bottom wick before it goes on. Now, this is where I'm, especially coming into news, I ain't taking any risks. I'm going to lock in that profit and we'll see what happens. So, right, trading opportunities now. What are we going to look for? So, gold has been a bit of a shit show, really. It's not really allowed any sort of trading. There was opportunity this morning because look at the two big candles here, two big bearish candles that gave us an opportunity for a range trade, because we've got plenty of range to trade into, nice clear candle space. Whereas a lot of this, it's all small bodied candles, wicks to the upside, wicks to the downside, doesn't give you any clear range to trade in. So one of the main things we look for in our setups, whether it's a range trade, whether it's a breakout, whether it's a false break, is we want to see clear traffic to the left hand side, and a clear traffic will look like big bodied or solid bodied candles with smallish wicks to the top and bottom. Now when you start talking small bodied candles and wicks to the upside and downside, or you're going from bearish candle to bullish candle to bearish candle, that's not clean range. That's just traffic, that's noise. So you want to clear all that. So this is what we were hoping yesterday after the NFP numbers. We were hoping that the market was going to continue to move lower and clear out a lot of the crap, but all that happened is we got a strong move down and then it went straight back to where it came from. And since then, as you can see, even just since this morning, since market open, we've just sat in this range. Yes, people will say just trade it from the top and from the bottom. Yeah, that makes sense, trade it from the top and the bottom, but I'll only trade it from the top and the bottom once you've got 4 points and if there's clear range. So it all comes down to what the candle's printing, what's the range look like, and do we have clear traffic. If we get all of those options, then fantastic. We have a trade set up and we'll look to take advantage of it. Yeah. So big news coming, well, not big news, but it is red flag news coming in 12 minutes. Oh, let me just get a little bit of music on. I just realized. I've just realised I don't even know which microphone I'm speaking through now, so just let me know if that music is too loud while I try and work out which. So guys, let me know if the music's too loud, because I'm not sure which microphone we're going through at the minute. I don't know if it's my headset or if it's this one down here. So if it is too loud, just comment, let me know, and I'll sort it out. Yeah, look, so let me just move this for us for now so we can focus on now. Fox Trades, good afternoon. How are you, sir? The sound, you think it's coming, can you hear that tapping? Okay, so sound's coming through here. Now let me know if it's coming through there. Is the radio too loud? If the radio's too loud, I'll turn it down. Okay, so let's see what opportunities bring it. So gold, we've got, if we break above NASDQ, well, let's just adjust our levels from this morning. So whatever the news comes out, we can look for buys above 25,370. So let's just mark that in on the charts. Buys above 25,370. Okay, so news, we've got let's put this on text. Okay, so pip range, let's just mark it off. So 25,370, and we're running up to 25,440. So we've got 70 pip clear range there. So just got to wait for the market to close above, and then we can look for a trading opportunity. Now the sells, I'm not really keen on any areas for sells, to be fair. 25,331, so it's 38 points. Well, the news is going to come out, so I think if I wanted to take a long, and if we could get a nice sharp move down, I'd be interested in like a range trade from 25,300. So look for another, see if the market can spike lower on the open to then push up. So that would be what I'd look for on the NASDAQ, unless it just breaks out to the upside. I'm not interested in the sells. Gold buys again, so here we can do both. The news is obviously going to send it one way or the other. The question is, will we get a follow through? So on the news, ideally, do I have a preferred trade? Okay, I think my preferred trade, if we can get it, would be for price to at least close in and around that 50.97 price barrier here. And then as the news to be released, I would like it to move lower and then buy the high of the candle to run it up. That would be my preference. If it just runs up, we'll wait for the 5-minute candle, see what forms, and we'll see what news comes out. See if it's a particular positive or negative news. Like I say, I'm never too fussed about. I've got CPI data as well tomorrow. I mean, the unemployment claims forecast is 222,000, slightly down from the previous month of previous week of 231. So obviously lower than forecast will be positive for the dollar in theory, negative for gold. But again, like I said, I'm not one for looking into the fundamentals, because the amount of times you see positive news and the markets move invertedly, so to what you would expect. So all I'm going to do is rely on the price action to let me know which way I think the market's going to go. So I'm just going to flick my charts up on 15. Yeah, so I'm literally just going to put the NASDQ on over here. See if we can find an opportunity. So I'm just going to mark that on trading view over there, and we'll see what actually happens.
Yeah. Per day. Free spins valid for 2 hours. T's and C's and eligibility criteria apply. 18 plus gamble aware to all.
Okay. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I'm not going to look at taking any trades until after the news. Okay, we're going to wait for after the news before we make a decision. But like I said, my preference would have been for breakout and then the market to push lower on the news and then push through the highs. But unfortunately, we've seen a sell-off from that structure point again. So the range is holding perfect here on the lower time frames. Two and a half minutes. How's your morning been, guys? You've been very quiet out there today. Been very quiet. So what I'm getting is the new layout looks alright. Any critiques, guys? We're not having Thomas Frank, bloody hell. Question is, who's coming in next? What was it? One second, go. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we're sitting tight waiting for the news. These next couple of minutes will hopefully define the direction for this session. Hopefully it's not going to be like yesterday where we get that one move and then next thing you know, what's happened? The sound. What's wrong with the sound, Jez? Jez, if you put a comment like the sound, I don't know what that means. Has the sound gone? Is it crackly? Give us a clue. Okay, so I've gone quiet. Put user on a timeout. It's not a bad idea. Wish we could do that on Zoom. Okay, so the news is out now. Let's see what's going to happen. We're waiting. It's pretty much as forecast, coming at 227. So split the difference between good morning, Lightning. Please accept my well wishes for the trading session. May you all have a green P&L like marks. Lovely. Thanks, Lightning. All right, let's see what happens. See if we can get a move above basically 5100. See if we can get a move above here. There we go. Let's make this chart a bit bigger. Come on. Okay, let's get okay, here we go. Alright, I'm going to watch the 5 minute. See if we can get a move above here. Well, yeah, so slightly worse than expected. So in theory, should be weaker for the US dollar, but I wouldn't have thought it was a significant miss. Therefore, the reaction, will be just dependent on market bias. I don't think this news will impact the direction looking at the numbers, but we just have to see. Obviously, comics has just opened. See if there's any other big news coming out today that, in terms of investing. Let's have a look. Okay, that's not happening. don't know why we didn't have sound on Zoom earlier, guys. Very odd. But I did a coaching session the other day and we had no sound. So what they're saying, US weekly initial jobless claims 227, yes, that's standard. NASDQ futures, no, don't need to look at that. Traders, no. Dollar struggles to build on post NFP gains. Focus turns to CPI next year. So CPI tomorrow. Dollar gives back some of the gains from after yesterday's hot US jobs report, which is odd considering there was a huge revision. The dollar is a little lower at the balance of European money trade, struggling to build on the gains from after stronger non-NFP data yesterday. The jobs report was a solid one, reaffirming another strong January print with the beats in both payrolls and unemployment rate, the latter even coming despite a higher participation rate for the month. So it came in as very, very strong numbers. SoftBank says nothing has been decided about additional funding round in OpenAI. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty quiet. Yeah, so we're gonna see if we can get a move above that 5100 level. Let's wait. If the 15 closes above, then so we've got 10 minutes to wait. So if the 15-minute closes above, guys, I'm going to look for momentum entry as we break through those highs. NASDAQ. Ooh, here we go. NASDAQ. See if we can get a close above as well. 10 minutes to wait. Now, a couple of things I will look for here. One is if we can get 15-minute close above. So that's going to give us a window of around 25, 370. So about 15 pip range here this week. So if we get a close above in this range, then I'm going to wait for the market to push down, then we'll buy the highs. Alternatively, if we just break through this high here, I'll use a momentum entry. Okay, I'll use a momentum entry. So meaning just putting an order above the highs, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for now. Don't need to put the order in just yet. It's yeah. Lightning, you like it? Nice. Okay, here we go. Okay, so buy stop above the highs. Let's 25. Okay, so and we're in. So 25 pip. First TP at 20 points. So at 25,405, I will move my stops to break even. 25,405. $25,405. There we go. Okay, so what we're looking for here essentially, I mean, the DAX is up 277 points on the day. Let's just take a look at the other index. Oh, wrong one. So we're seeing the Dow's up 150. Let's have a look. FTSE's down a little bit. That'll be on missed GDP. DAX up 1.1%. The CAC up nearly 1%. The Nikkei is going to be dropping on the base that the fact that interest rates are probably going to be hiked up there. What else we got? 0.1% Chinese. So big move on the DAX today is about the DAX and the CAC are the movers. So the European stock market are the movers. S&P is up 0.2, Nasdaq's up 0.4. Dow Jones, where did I see that? Up 0.3. So let's see if we can follow the European markets, excluding the FTSE, considering that they've had UK's had poor data out today. Yeah, GDP pretty flat, 0.1. It was as forecast, but obviously the markets didn't like the data. Gold is getting close to the level. Ideally, in the next 5 minutes, gold will close above it and we can be at break even here. So I'm just bringing my stop up close to this structure point here. So 16 points. There we go, 20 points. All right, stops to break even, guys. Stops to break even. So yeah, we're pushing for 25 points. Very close to it now. And there we go. 25 pips secured. And we'll come over to gold in a minute. We'll see what we can do here. But yeah, nice reaction from NASDAQ. But Banazrali, is that right? Banazrali, how are we doing? Welcome to the live stream. It's a new name. It's not one I'm familiar with. So is this your first time here? So well done, guys. Let me know if you took the NASDAQ trade with me. If you took the NASDAQ trade with me, fantastic. If not, don't worry, there'll be more trades. What we need to do is just update. We are now 101 wins and 21 on this live stream. So NASDAQ is kind of following suit to the DAX. We're seeing some nice movement. Yes, a nice winning trade. Lovely. 25.40. So we're up another 12. What's that? 3.8. So 3.8. 25. 3.86. So we'll go. Yeah, that should be 50 points. TikTok, yeah, I do have TikTok. Yeah, the link's just come up there if you want to follow on TikTok. I haven't posted much on TikTok recently, and to be fair, I haven't done much on live streams on TikTok. It wasn't. It started off very good and good awareness, but yeah, no. Just went really flat. I kept fed up with having the streams cut off for some kind of violation, whether it was noise in the background or something I said. I have no idea. and there's no explanation for it. What's this? Oh, right, 1 second. There we go. Apparently I've made a spelling error. So bear with me a second. I will. I can't spell employment by all accounts. Ah, yeah, I see. Thank you for the heads up, guys. I always get my faults are always picked up quickly. What are we? 44. Oh, let's head over to gold now while this one's printing. MGC. Is that right? No. There we go. We didn't close, did we? We have closed above on the 15. So look, this is the plan of action. If this candle moves lower, we're going to place a buy stop above the highs. I want to see a wick down. I'm not worried about this wick. Reason I'm not worried about this wick is because this 15-minute candle is closed above. So let me just move that for there for now, because everywhere I'm pressing. The high is 51.01. Stop by 5. Limit sell. There we go. Okay. So okay, so just below this structure point here, and we're about to get triggered on gold. Not quite. Any second. There we go. We're in. 51. Okay, so as we get to 5105, we're just going to push straight to break even. And this will be my last trade of the session. Mark, I want suggestion. Let's suppose we are in. Where should our stop loss? Current candle low of 15 or previous candle. Okay, so entry initially, when we place our initial stop loss, it's going to be underneath the structure. I won't put it underneath this candle low here because it's just too far away. Then as soon as we trigger, I want to bring it underneath this candle low. But bear in mind that structure is just a little bit lower, so I just want to keep it a little bit below that. To be fair, hold on guys, 5105. I'm going to move this to break even because we got basically all but to target. So we went over the 70% rule. So I've moved that to break even. So I'm out. Break even, guys. I don't care if it goes on and hits target. When something gets that close to my target, I'm taking the money and running. Let's just flick back to have a look what's going on with the NASDQ. Okay, all good. Let's just push this up just a little bit. There we go. So cover any sort of commissions or anything like that. And we'll take a look after this if we made the right decision with gold. In fact, we always make the right decision because it was based off rules as opposed to emotions. 70%, we got $4 up, so it was 80% up. Oh, not 80% up, 80% to our target of $5, and therefore as soon as it pulled back, stops to break even. And we are out of the NASDQ now. So there we go. All done. Let's come out the... Alright, let's remove all drawings. No. See, just looking at this now, we want it to close above this area, right? But where can we go to? Look where next structure is. Next structure is 5110. The high of this is 5105, so it's 46 pips. Doesn't really leave you anywhere to go with. So no, I'm not employed. I think I'm unemployable. At least we got it right on the thumbnail. Okay, so I'm not sure there's going to be anything else, but you never know. We just had a nice couple of trades here. Oh, hold on. No, we missed adding the break even, didn't we? We didn't add the break even results. So we're... And that's 4 break evens for 2026 now. Yeah, I'm not, like I say, my bias is to the upside, but I just don't see much clarity on where we can go. There's no room. The only thing we can look for now, realistically, so let's see if this candle closes above in the next 9 minutes. It should do. If it does, there's one potential trade available. What do you think that would be? What potential trade setup do you think we could look for in the next hour or so? Yeah, sorry. There was a question. Unfortunately, trade management got in the way. Suppose I want a suggestion. Let's suppose we are in. Where should be our stop loss? Current candle low of the 15-minute or the previous candle. So what were we looking? So it was this trade here. So, okay. So in theory, based off price action, this is what we were looking to try and achieve, right? We were looking to buy the high of this candle, and we're looking for the market to move down and then push and go on and go to next structure highs. Now, our entry is above the high of this candle, the 15-minute. The second this candle triggers us and moves in our favor, and we're 10-15 pips up, we want to look now. Obviously that number has changed now because of market volatility. Previously it'd be like 2 pips. As soon as we've got 2-3 pips in profit, I'd be bringing the stop loss up underneath the trigger candle. So this candle here that triggered us, the trigger candle. So essentially what happens is, yes, it looks like you're starting off with a massively inverse risk reward ratio trade, but the second the trade triggers, you have that little bit of volume, that little bit of momentum, and boom, all of a sudden now you've gone from a massively inverse risk reward trade to a significantly positive risk reward trade. So this is what people generally don't understand with trading price action. Initially you're putting your stop where the candles tell you. Now the downside to this is I wouldn't have my stop all the way down here. I would be putting it somewhere in the mid range, because I don't want such a big stop, just in case the proverbial hits the fan. Let's just say the market happened to trigger us in, then the market just reversed for whatever reason, unbeknown to us, and it just comes down. You don't want to be in that position where you've got a huge stop and it wipes out 7 or 8 wins. Okay, so put it somewhere safe under structure. So that would be the scenario. Then when it goes a few points, right now, like I said, you want to be saying 10-15 points in profit based on current market volatility. Then you bring it up underneath the structure, underneath the candle low. And the reason for that is, if the market's created a bottom wick and then pushed up and created new highs, you don't want to be in the trade if it makes a third attempt and reverses and pulls back down and takes out the lows. Because then it's gone down, grab liquidity, to gone up to create new highs, to then reverse and come down and create new lows. You don't want to be in the trade. Let the dust settle, wait for the next setup, and then re-attack. Hope that answers your question, Lightning. And a possible range trade set up soon if we get a 15-minute bearish candle. Yeah, well, it'd be a false break. But yeah, you're right, of the range. If this candle closed bearish and came back underneath the range, then we could look for a false break. If it closes bullish and continues to move up, then we'd be looking for a BPC, because this range now doesn't exist. So basically what we need to see is, if we're going to trade a false break, we need to close back underneath the range in this candle. If it doesn't, then in theory we've now invalidated that range, because we've now got new highs, new structure highs we've broken, we've closed above, and we've now gone and created that new move. So then what we're looking for is a rotation. We're looking for sellers to come into the market, pull price down, looking for then, let's say, a couple of downrange candles. So BPC trade, which would look like this. BPC buy. So this is the kind of thing we would then be looking for, where I've just pulled it up, but I can't see it. Here we go. So something like, oh, that's the sell. Where's the buy? I'm having one of those days. Okay, where is it? Here we go. So there we go. That's what we'll be looking for. So we've seen the market break out. We've had a continued movement, and then we're looking for bearish momentum. We're looking for at least some strong bodied candles. There can be wicks to the upside and downside, but essentially what we're looking for is we're looking for strong bodied candles with small wicks. We don't want to see small bodied candles and big wicks, because that would then show that we have indecision in that marketplace. We have traffic. We want to make sure the candles that we see represent clear traffic, easy space for the market to move into, and that is what we'll look for here. So essentially we come down. Oh, Anna, you may well be, how long we got? Oh, 1 minute. See what I mean? Needs to drop a little bit lower. Needs to drop a little bit lower. What have we got? 2 seconds. Look, if the market pushes higher first, if the market pushes higher, then you can sell underneath this low. I quite like this. Good spot, Anna. So let's put our stop loss above the highs. And we're going to go, I've only gone in at 5 units as opposed to the 7. 597. Limit by 3. BPC, yeah, if we can get the down range, we can capture the next move up. So we could get, if we get a move to what, 96, then we can literally have pretty much very, very low risk on this trade. Yeah, if it drops down, we end up with like 26 pips. Let's what time is it? 2 o'clock. Half an hour till NYSE open. So let's just drop that in here. If I see price get this blue line, if price comes to this blue line, then I'm going to bring the stop right down above the high of the current candle. So just waiting, just need to see some little bit of positive numbers. Once we see them positive numbers, then we can reduce our risk right down to 5101. NASDQ's dropping. I mean, not massively, but it's about 40 pips from the highs. Now, gold and NAS are actually moving quite similar at the minute. yeah, I'd love to see if this pulls back down in here and boom, get some nice buy setups. Get ready to bring stops down above the current candle high. There we go. Get ready for the break even. Okay, we've there we go. T1 hit, break even. Let's go. Okay, stops just in front. And let's go here. So full target. I don't want to go all the way to the bottom of the range. I'm gonna start. I'm putting it in here at 50.85. Should we get there? Okay. So there we go. It's another W for the day. Another W. So this is, and that is going to go down to our sharpshooter Anna de Bolus for highlighting. We could be looking for a potential false break. So thank you, Anna. Team, give Anna a big thanks in the chat. Let's update the results. We go to 102 on the scoreboard and 22 for 2026. See, this is the beauty about when you trade a mechanical system, right? When you're trading a mechanical system, your whole community will all be looking for a very, very similar setup. So many eyes make light work, right? Peter Cole, weird things happening. I just got fully closed after hitting TP1. Not sure if it sprung back to break even, but not looking like it did. Unless spreads went a bit wappy. Was that with Magic Keys or the other one? What do you call it? Trader System. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I used to have a few glitches with that myself, so I do remember.
Most people don't know that you can get a domain.
Okay, so DAX is still staying up there.
But you're not most people, because now you know you can get a domain from something like Music Studio.
Well, NASDAQ, if it can come back down to where we got our original entry, we could look for some nice BPCs.
Get yours before it's gone with offer code Spotify for 10% off your domain or website. Terms and conditions apply.
Very, very simple setups today. Just remember, your highest probability of success will always come the closer you are to a structure point. So meaning, if you're doing a breakout, if you're doing a false break, if you're doing a range trade, right? Let's just say this is our support level and this is our resistance level, right? Let's highlight those. So the closer you are to those reference points, we're about to get stopped out at break even. Then if you have a breakout above there, let's get rid of this. The closer you are to that, the higher the probability of success. Because if you get the trade right, meaning let's say it breaks out, it pulls back, your target is so much closer to that price. Whereas if you're looking at breakout and prices up here and you're 150, 200 points away from the level, it's a diminishing laws of diminishing, right? Because you're so much further away from where it's broken out that at some point it will breathe back in. Not every time do you just get those big one directional moves. So your key to successful trading is having rules, having discipline, but also the structure points that you're trading from. The closer you are to it with the setup, the higher the probability you are of hitting your target. If that makes sense, guys, just hit the like button. . Yeah, I think really for NASDAQ now, we want to see the market pop through these highs. Actually, let me have a look, see where the structure is here. Yeah, absolutely on the money. 25,500, big psychological number as well. So that's exactly where we want to be looking for breakouts. So very steady day, no big wins today, just chipping away, being very aggressive with trade management, making sure that if we've had a loss, it's been a small loss. Even taking profits, break evens, being a lot quicker. And the reason for that is I've applied the 70% rule to every trade, and the reason for that is we don't have clear defined direction at the minute. Okay, so once we have a defined direction, you're trading with trend, it becomes a lot easier. Right now everything's range bound. We just need to clear the crap. We need to get a direction, need to see some follow through, and once we get that, then we don't need to apply the 70% rule. Again, if you're going contrarian against trend, make sure you're always applying some trade management that is a lot more aggressive than if you're with trend. Because if you're being contrarian and you are right, the market should drop, and it should drop pretty quick, or it should rally. Obviously that was me being presumptuous that the market was going up and you're being contrarian. Any questions, guys? I'll stick on. Yeah, the only sells that I did like were from up here. We'll see how this candle closes, but if it's closing anything like what we're seeing right now, then kind of kills the sell vibe. Yeah, I do think the only 2, 12, 30 minute, 50. $51. There's 50 points there. A market buy in and around this price point, around 5100, does look good. We could run on and fill that wick. Let's have a look at the 30. Wick down, drive into the 5 minute bullish candle, wick down. I'm taking this, guys. I'm buying here. I think if the 30 is anything to go by, we've grabbed liquidity, we've come back into the range. I think we're going to run up into this wick. So call it 99. So there's our 50 points. Limit sell. Okay, so 99. So I want 03. So this is where we're looking for the buys. Oh. $2.15. That 15-minute move isn't nice at all. Look at that. Big shift. And we're out. Just handed back the profit. What a way to finish the stream. No. Ooh, need to clear that. Really like that as well. Something's just come out. I really thought we were going to drive into this wick fill and push on through these highs. Okay, no, let me get rid of that. $28 down. Oh, let's add the loss to the results. So we're 22 losses in total and 5 for 2026. Yeah, I don't like the sells. I do like the, if this was to flip through these highs, I do like this to push up. But where we currently sit, it doesn't look like we want to clear this range. The fact that that's just dropped, let me see if there's anything just popped out on Investing Live or something like that. See if our favourite president has said anything. No, it's still on the US initial jobless claims. NASDAQ, no. No, absolutely zero. Wow. NASDAQ's pulled right back down to where we got in as well. So this was the 5-minute candle. So basically, yes. So you want to have a rerun of why I took the trade. Okay, so remove drawings. Just looking at the 5-minute chart, remember this candle hasn't happened. This black and this current black candle hasn't happened. So what we've seen is market impulse, correction. Then we break through the highs, we create new highs. Then we pull back down, then buyers have stepped back into the market. So we have a buyer candle. Initially the candle went down, then it pushed up, broke the highs a little bit, and then came back towards the high of this candle. So I looked at it, I basically did a 5-minute BPC, but using the higher time frame, 30-minute, as a wick fill. So look, what we had is 30-minute, and this is why I was being led by the higher time frame. 30-minute closed above the range. Next one, I'm saying it came down, we had a 5-minute BPC set up here. I was looking for the market to drive back up, fill that wick, and then potentially go on. It's not played out. You've seen it here live on stream, you know, but this is why we have rules. We did everything methodically, looked at it. The only reason I was contemplating not taking it is because we'd had a couple of wins and one break even. So unfortunately the 2 wins only, no, NASDAQ got T2, but I did trade it a little bit smaller than NASDAQ. So yeah, unfortunate, but it is part and parcel. Remember, every trade you're going to do, it's like getting in a boxing ring. The boxing ring, you can't get upset if you get punched in the face. If you get upset when you get punched in the face, then it's game over, because you're just going to come out, you're going to go hands swinging, you're going to try and annihilate your opponent with anger as opposed to technique. So now you just want to look at it and reset. Where am I interested in? Well, now that's it. There is no trades. I'm stuck now. This range is holding strong, very strong indeed. I mean, that's one. Well, let's have a look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 attempts in this range now. Yeah, really quiet. We need him to get active again. We need the markets to clear the crap. But like I say, maybe we're just gonna sit and wait until CPI data tomorrow. Right, sorry guys, just yeah. So look, look at this. It's back down in the bottom of the range. Bottom of the range again. Probably going to see it bounce from here and push back to the top of the range now. If you're looking at this, guys, there, if you wanted to trade it from the range, it's the same as all the other setups, right? You have to wait for the candle to close. You have to wait for it to be bullish. Wait for the next one to pull back down. Then, if you've got clear candle space and there's room to trade it, then you place the order. Uh, 50-80 on spot is acting very strong for past 1 hour and a half. Yeah, look, 50-80. Yeah, big time. Yeah, taps it, reverses. Same, like 50-50, 50-53, 50-52 on spot. All around that price point. It just keeps coming down. Well, $11. Yeah, I'm looking at spot on the other screen. I just didn't want to change layouts. I'm going to wait to see where this candle closes in 3 minutes. If it's too high, I'll leave it alone. If it's where it is, I'll trade it back up to the top of the range, hopefully. Uh, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Right. Sorry, I just realised I've potentially, someone's just messaged me and said I need to refrain from radio. Okay. All these technicalities with streaming. What you can and can't do. So 1 minute, 1 minute. Then simple set of rules. Next candle to go back down. If the next candle goes down initially, we can buy above the highs. So the high of this candle right now is 86.7. So something like that. So I'm just gonna, let me do this so I can see. 86.8. I'll tell you what, let's do 86.8. High 86.7. See if it goes down. Look at this. And okay, orders placed. Let me just check the high. 86.7. Okay. 86.8. So as soon as we break our own high, which is about 87.7, the high of the current candle, then we'll bring our stop down below the low. So we're not in this trade yet, guys. We're not in it yet. We're saying the market's creating a bottom wick, and as soon as it flips bullish, we're going to be in the trade. So what was it? 86.8. 86. There we go. So, still waiting. Not triggered yet. This candle has to flip bullish, and you'll see that it'll go from stop market buy to there'll be a positive or a negative number in here. Okay, there we go. It's in now. Right, let's get this down here. Oh, hold on, under that until we get a, what's that? 86.8. Where another 10 pips, 87.67. So I need 87.8, and then I can bring it up. In fact, so look at that 15-minute candle. Look at that. Right in the price point here. So we're looking for it to tap its own high. If it taps its own high, we hit TP, we get to break even, and then we can look for 96 limit. We'll put another TP in at the top of the range, and then hopefully we can see the market bust through to the upside. Otherwise, this will be 2 losing trades to finish the session with. Let's see where it goes. So yeah, stop underneath the current candle, the one that was formed, the bullish candle. Right, we've got what, 2 minutes left of the 15-minute candle and the 30. So 1 minute, 1 minute 15 seconds. So we break our highs, we'll move our stops a little bit, won't be much. Based on the 5-minute chart, but I will reduce risk a little bit if we break the high of this candle here. 40 seconds. I need to put my glasses on. Can't see the bloody numbers. There we go. Ten seconds. Right, need to break the high to bring the stops up. What's NASDQ doing? NASDAQ's testing the level again. Come on, break the highs. Yeah. Ooh. See, Anna, I don't know if you're still on stream, but that might have been where you could have used the double tap that you were talking about, where it rallies, comes to your, let's say, your entry price, drops, and then goes again, but failed to break it. But how you define that in terms of a rule and making it mechanical as opposed to emotional, I don't know. Right. So brought our stops up. 86.8. So 90.8. So 90.8 is where I go to break even. Okay, break even, guys. Just move it a little touch. See if we can get, it'd be nice if we could, oh, there was a little bit of a spike there, but I don't know what caused that, but it didn't get to TP. It's trying, and there we go, TP achieved. See if we can get to TP2, and then hopefully we can break out of this range eventually. We've broken the high on the 15-minute candle, which is positive. Our second TP is just below the previous range, but it's very jumpy out there. Yeah, took some doing. Not gonna lie, it was looking a little bit shaky at one point, but when you are buying close to support and buyers have come into the market, probability does lie in your stack in your favor a little bit there. Patience rewarded, yeah. See if we can get to TP2. Yeah, I mean, Patience is my middle name, but oh god. I actually can't see if I take my glasses off now. Yeah, that's me wearing these all afternoon now. In fact, no matter what happens with this trade, guys, I'm going to hit the lockout button for the rest of the day. So if you are new to this channel and you've enjoyed the stream, then make sure you give us a like and a follow. If there's anyone else that you know that trades, is looking for a bit of guidance, wants to have a set of rules to follow, then we have a very simple technique. So entry technique will always be the same, a bit like a bow and arrow. Pull back to go forward. Systems are all interlinked, so the breakout, the BPC, false breakout, they're all interlinked, because once the breakout happens, it's either going to continue or it's going to go back in the range. So breakout followed by a false break, or breakout and it continues, you follow with the BPC, which is a continuation after the breakout. So it means that all Rasco trades, be careful, guys. Interesting. Quite a few of my members have been paid out. Have you got any information on that Rasco trades? Who were they exposed by, if you don't mind? Okay, there we go. That's break even, guys. Break even. Why is I can't see anything. I mean, look, I've been refused payouts from quite a few now, so it'd be interesting. Let's have a look. Strict rules. Some traders perceive the company is becoming greedy. Shift. I'm not seeing anything, but if you can share anything, it'd be always good to know. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna call it a day. So I'm gonna lock out all day. Yes, lock me out. Let's just have a quick look on TV. Where are we? I think it's this one. Okay, let's just have a quick look at NASDAQ before we call it a day. But like I said, I'm done. Yeah, if we get on spot, if you get a break above 25,390, then we can look for buys. So alert is set, but I won't be taking anything now. That's my did I add that trade to the results or not? I can't remember. I don't think I did. No. 102. No, I didn't. 103 and 23. Okay, there we go. So guys, great session. Finished positive. One trade that was the losing trade, that was a shame. I would take it all day under current climate. I wouldn't normally take it outside of these volatility periods. The reason being is I never used to trade the 5 minute, but now we have such clear space and bigger ranges that you can apply the same principles to a 5 minute chart. So yeah, that's the only negative about today's session was taking a losing trade. But look, you're gonna take losing trades. It's part and parcel of the industry. It's just, did we do anything different? No. We had a breakout. We had a wick fill on the 30-minute time frame. The 5 minute had a nice pullback. BPC, bullish candle, wick down, bought the highs. So technically speaking, happy with it. Results speaking, that's the only flaw. So guys, that's it. I'm done for today. We'll do another live stream tomorrow. So if you got any questions or you want me to do anything before we shoot off, just drop a chat in the box right now. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Oh God. Yeah. Wow. Once I take them off, I cannot see. Yeah. How are glasses good for you? They've made my eyesight worse. Losing is part of the game. Some lose, some wins. Thing is, we need to be disciplined. Absolutely. Guys, have a great day. That's it. I'm going to check out now. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.